Hello everyone, this is Mike Yurigan with Golf Brevard. We're at the Habitat Golf Course today and had a few things I'd like to share with you about the two golf courses. Obviously Spencer Holland. We just verticutted the greens here at Habitat and they turned out really fantastic. We airfied a week ago Monday and they've recovered terrific, and we're pretty excited about the season coming up, and hopefully the weather will maintain pretty good. I had a nice response from the last little chipping video that we did a few weeks ago, and I had 3 people actually give me some attaboys about it, so I figured, well geez, if 3 people are excited about it, everybody should be, so thought we'd have some fun with it. First of all, we're going into the winter months here soon, and what I'm asking everyone to do, if you please would, when you're driving the carts around the greens and the tees, just please be very careful. We've had a little bit of vandalism out on the golf course here at Habitat. We are secluded out here. We're going to beef up our rangering and our nighttime with the deputy sheriffs or whatever. So if you do see anybody on the golf course that you think might be doing something improper or whatever, just call the pro shop and let us know so that we can go out and talk to them. We got a lot of new golfers out there and they don't know some of the etiquette of the rules of golf and everything. So we just want to try to keep Habitat and everything, going great, just like we are at Spencer. It's been very successful, and we're going into our let's see, is this our 3rd winter at Golf Brevard? So just anything you can do to help us improve, give us some feedback. We're always here available. What I thought we would do today, just for fun, we talked about chipping a little bit last time, and Gary, who does a lot of the teaching here at Habitat, got me some of these alignment sticks, and they work really well. What you can do is you can put it down to the direction of where you want the ball to go. You can put the ball down in front of it, and then you can see, you take the other one and put it down so that you'll know where your feet and your body are going, and don't get too caught up on where the ball's going. I've got it lined up a little bit towards the flag out there, so let me get a ball that's got a line on it like we talked about last week. So I'm going to put the line down. I know that I'm lining up properly because I've got all these crazy little tools, and again, today I'm going to work with my sand wedge and my gap wedge, which is my 52 degrees. It's the Jaws Callaway that I use. I really like the way they look. And I have a tendency to go to the 52 degree a little bit more around the greens than I will a sand wedge, because the greens aren't quite as firm. They're not quite as fast as you'd see on the PGA Tour and the LPGA Tour. And I had the Solheim Cup for the ladies this past weekend. Pretty exciting finish. Both teams could have won coming down the stretch, and the European ladies ended up winning. So I know the American girls are going to be pretty fired up about that in 2 years. Again, with the Ryder Cup coming up at Whistling Straits, you're going to see a lot of lofted shots. You're going to see shots out of bunkers. You're going to see very defined fairways with a lot of rough, and you're going to see a lot of the guys around the greens lofting the balls up when they miss the green. So, but for us locally, on the 2 golf courses, we do have some bunkers that are a little deep. You got to get the ball up in the air. And what you can do for an example of a 56, just line it up like you normally would. Get the lines lined up where you want. Put the club down, square it up. You'll see a lot of players that'll open the club face, and their hands will go behind the ball. Don't let that happen. Make sure if you do open the club face that your hands stay neutral or in front of you towards your left hip socket. And if you do open it, you got to make sure that you accelerate your swing through a little bit and make sure you get enough of the ball. Otherwise, you're going to probably flub it or pop it up and hit it short. So this Callaway that I got, the new one with the low spin, I like that because I'm getting about 20 yards more off the tee. It's a Chrome Soft LSX, and you spin it a little less, which I have a tendency to spin a lot because I hit down on the ball pretty dramatically. And as my kids would tell you, I kind of, with the driver, I'm trying to hit it too hard and I fall back a little bit and I put too much spin on it. So on these shots, it's very important, if I stay neutral, don't open the club face or do anything, and my hands are slightly forward, you notice I'm getting my nose over the ball. A lot of times you'll see golfers back on the right side, you're seeing leaning forward. Set the club face down, get your back foot lined up parallel to the scoring lines or perpendicular to here. Set yourself in. You see a lot of players move their foot back, forward, all these different positions. If you stay somewhat neutral, a little bit of your left foot slightly open so that when you do follow through, your weight will go to your left foot and you can walk forward. That'll help you hit down on the ball, pop the ball up, and you can see I'm only using a 56. I don't know if Caleb's getting the ball flight on those or not, but I'm going to go with the lines on the ball. 52, I'm going to set up exactly the same way. Club face, neutral, lines are lined up. I'm just going to hit exactly the same shot. The ball's going to come out lower and roll a little bit more because I'm using 4 degrees of loft less. And all my wedges, when I ordered them, I'm hoping that I'm not making this statement up here on you. All my wedges are the same length. My pitching wedge I went to a 1/2 inch, a little longer on the 1/2 inch on my pitching wedge. So my 3 wedges are the same length. Then I start my 1/2 inch increments from here. And my irons happen to be an inch longer than standard. Everybody's standard in the industry is a little different. So I have shorter arms for my height. So I play with a little bit longer club. So it allows me to keep my arms extended. So if playing with a shorter club, my posture gets poor, I get into bad habits. And the same thing you can do chipping with 7s, 8s, and 9 irons, lining the ball up and doing the same thing. Try to maintain the same position that you did with your wedges and just practice little putting strokes, and you can see the 7-iron rolled right out. And a longer shot like that, I'm going to use less loft because I don't want to try to take a bigger swing and get slower. I want to take a short, compact swing. Next thing is I have a tendency, I've talked about it before, and a lot of people I play with ask me about my putting, and I've always putted with a blade, and I've gone to a little bit more forgiving putter, and I've got the 2-ball with the line, and I will practice my stroke on the green with the feel and the alignment so I can kind of train my eye and get comfortable with that. And then I've got the new White Hot OG 7S, and I putted with it. I think I mentioned last time that I putted with it, and I think this is the most solid putter I've ever used. Now, what I'll do is I have a tendency to try to make the same stroke with my putter. So let's say you're a little nervous and you're in a little tougher lie. Let's say we move you into a little tighter lie here, and you're uncomfortable with your wedge or 7 or 8 iron, and you want to use your putter. Set it up the same way, neutral, get your lines lined up, which I'm not doing. Let me do that. I don't have lines, but I'll use the lines, the lettering on the ball. Set up the same way, slight forward press on my hands, my weight's leaning a little bit forward, and I'll hit my putting stroke out of the grass if I don't feel comfortable with chipping or hitting a 7 or 8 iron. So there's so many little gadgets you can come up with. The alignment sticks, your setup, your posture, all these different things that if you can get your arms to swing when you're chipping or putting and have that little compact stroke, you're going to be a lot more successful around the greens. Now, somebody was asking me the other day after the video last time what they can do to warm up and get ready before they play if they are running late and they don't get to the golf course to hit some golf balls. Take your driver in your right hand, if you're left-handed, do it in your left hand, and just swing it and act like you're playing little Zorro. And just get yourself warmed up swinging the club with your right arm so that you can feel like you're getting through the ball. Then you can take your left hand, do the same thing. Just go back short, try to get your elbow and your arm to fold up over the follow through. I was very fortunate that John Daly was a member at the golf course I was at in Orlando, and then after I left there and he came out and would come into Bay Hill and play at Bay Hill or Disney at the time, he'd park his motorhome in the back of the golf course, and we'd go out on the golf course and he'd hit wedge shots up onto the, at that time, that would have been the 16th hole, the short par 4. We'd go out there about 80, 90 yards and he'd hit about a half a bucket of balls. And you'd always see him warming up with his left hand hitting little chip shots or little wedge shots around the greens, or even 20, 30 yards off the green, just to get the feel of that club going down into the grass and lifting the ball. And Gary can probably attest to you here at Habitat that I like to chip one-handed and gamble a little bit for sodas and candy bars. So if anybody wants to come over and have a little challenge, I'm always up for it. Hopefully those little tidbits will give you some things to work on. And obviously if you want to come over and see us, we'll be happy to help you out between Spessart and here at Habitat. And again, thank you for your support. We'll hope to see you soon at the golf course, and enjoy your golf. Thank you.